because it is a lot going on in the real estate world. There are some topics that I want to discuss. There are a lot of things that I'm getting questions on from different types. Sorry about that. From different types of buyers, whether you're looking to buy in residential, commercial, which I specialize in commercial and residential as well, but I also am assisting people with land, purchasing land, and purchasing retail, or leasing retail, should I say. And just kind of go over a few things, kind of freshen up some stuff. I have been posting some shorts, and I always kind of end it with a call to action, and I'll say, drop me an emoji of this, or drop this word and I'll send you this. So I am unable, for whatever reason, to directly send you plans, or not even necessarily plans, but the information. And I am going to start just putting a link in the description of the short, so that that valuable information you all can have access to. I'm your girl, Angel Sells ATL. So there are no secrets with me. I'm not trying to hold on to any information. If I know it, I'll share it. And I appreciate you all always showing me love and support as well. So I wanted to, now that I got that out of the way, I wanted to talk a little bit about if you're looking to buy here in the Atlanta market. There is so many different shifts starting to happen, but there are still people out here, believe it or not, they're looking to purchase a home. Rent prices have definitely risen, and some people that are paying rent may as well be paying a mortgage. So I want to get you started in that journey. I've had a couple people this past week reach out, and they want to know how to get started. So I just want to make sure I touch base on that. Whenever you call me and you want to buy, the very first thing that I need to know, after I've said thank you for calling me, the very first thing that I'm going to want to know is, have you been pre-approved? And I've done some videos on this before. Without being pre-approved from a lender, I don't know how to help you. I won't just start sending you homes unless you're an investor, because sorry. I think I had went out there for a minute. But unless you are investing, then the requirements are different, because proof of how we're going to purchase the investment property is different than a little bit different than a pre-approval. So back to being pre-approved. Once you allow a lender, and I always advise you all, if you're going to deal with a lender, maybe make sure that you're dealing with a lender that does a soft pull, meaning that it's not just going to tear your credit all the way up, because you may not be ready for a hard pull. It's kind of like going to look for a car, and car salesmen say, oh, it's not going to affect your credit. Hard pulls affect your credit. I don't care what nobody says. Well, soft pull advantage is that, let's just say you're not ready. Okay, well, the lender will let you know what things you need to do, and it has not affected your score in a tremendous way. So if you, here is a little bit of here's a stickler that I want people to know. If you are ready to buy after the soft pull, after the lender has spoken to you, you've given them your information, check stubs and all of that, you all need to know that sometimes with a soft pull, it does not give the lender all of they were unable to see from the beginning. With the soft pull, things they may question, but that's okay. You all are, if you asking somebody to give you $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, they kind of need to be in your business. So be okay with that. But after you've gotten your pre-approval, then it is showtime at the Apollo. Then we ready. I am ready to start sending you a home. I'm ready to discuss the buyer brokerage agreement, which is the agreement that will allow me to be your real estate agent exclusively. That is going to be first after the pre-approval. And then, let's start talking about, what does your house look like? What are you interested in? What side of town you want to be on? But I also wanted to jump in here today because a lot of people are getting approved, but they need help with a down payment. Did you all know? And maybe you do or you don't, but I need to tell you, there is still down payment assistance. Yes, you can still get assistance. And there is, it's up to $15,000. You have Georgia Dream is still out here. Georgia Dream is still helping and assisting people towards a down payment. And then you also have, there's certain county-wide assistance. So Cobb County has a program where they're doing an additional $10,000, $15,000. You have Clayton County that's doing a program, and again, these programs most of the time it requires that you sit and do, you sit in like an orientation. An orientation, depending on the county, depending on the program, can be anywhere from 4 to maybe 7 hours. Sometimes you just sitting, but just think about it. I know we busy. I know y'all saying it because I've said it. Who want to sit somewhere for 7 or 8 hours listening to you talk and talk and talk and talk? I do. If you want a house, you will. So get with the program. If you want these assistant programs, please know that you're going to have to give something. And that something is your time. You're going to have to give a little time to get a little piece of money. And that down payment you need is right around the corner. Now, on top of the down payment assistance, now, I got to say this. On top of that, the best part of all of this is if you're working with a realtor or real estate agent that is always in your corner, 100% 10 toes down for you getting your home, they are going to negotiate closing costs for you. They are. Because, and again, you're going to be required as a buyer 3.5%, depending on the type of loan that you're getting, towards down payment, whatever the sales price of that house may be. So times that can be a lot. And if you're getting down payment assistance with negotiation from your realtor, then you also need to get the gap that you're needing. So maybe you got down payment assistance and you're getting $10,000, but you need $17,000 down to close. Well, let's try to negotiate that when we find your house. Let's ask the seller, will they do that? And then there are other points that we can touch on. We got to try to get you in your home by any means necessary that's legal, okay? And all of these tips that I'm giving you, they're legal. They are legal, but people don't know what they don't know. And it's okay when you're looking and you don't know. That's why you have to have an agent like myself that is going to always give you too much information. I'd rather give you too much than not enough. It's nothing like you eating a meal and you ate maybe a half of the plate because you got busy and you had to stop, or you on lunch and you could only eat a few bites. It's nothing like still being hungry, right? Same thing in business. It is nothing like still being hungry, needing that information that you need. And I would rather make sure you're full than halfway empty. Okay? So I wanted to just jump in. I am not trying to take up a lot of time. There's always questions, and I am going to start jumping on here more often and just being transparent with you guys. If you have any questions that you would like for me to answer on my next slide, inbox me, put it in the comments, and I'll make sure that I'm continuing to do that, because I appreciate you guys still being supportive, still holding me down, still being positive in every way, and I thank you. So I just wanted to jump in here. It is Friday today, you guys. I hope you have an amazing, fantastic day, and that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to share that because it's becoming more common that I'm getting that same question or those same questions. So I am going to jump back on here hopefully tomorrow or sometime this weekend. I have other questions that people have inboxed me and text me and emailed me and asked me to discuss. Listen, it's okay if I'm not your agent. It really is. But I just want you to know, if you're going to be navigating out here in these real estate streets, you have to know. You got to know what you don't know. And if you don't know, to ask, then what? So at least by some of this information that I'm giving, you can take that back to an agent that you may be working with to say, I heard someone say this, or I heard Angel Sells ATL say this. And what does this mean? Can I do this? Is this an option for me? Because everything is not an option for everybody. Every now and again, you're going to run across a situation where it just is not going to work for you. And you still got to be okay with that. But guess what? You got to try. You got to try. My grandmother used to say, a closed mouth don't get fed. So if you don't ask, you'll never know, right? So anyway, I'm off my soapbox, y'all. Have an amazing day. And I look forward to seeing you guys the next time.